Hey, this is Sharon Raji Maynard, and this is my new podcast, Gazelles and the Phoenix. So why gazelles and the phoenix? Well, there's an old quote that says, I'm going to stop focusing on the dinosaurs, just let them die. Instead, I'm going to focus on the gazelles. Gazelles are those individual projects and organizations and individuals that are rising up out of the ashes, even before the dinosaurs are gone. So I have had the wonderful experience of meeting a lot of gazelles, being in company of those who are holding space as the phoenix rise from the ashes. So this podcast will be episodes to share with you those individuals, those groups, those ideas. Some of them will come from monthly meetings that are sponsored by the patrons of my other podcast, A Mystic's View. If you're interested in becoming part of that supportive community, go over to patreon.com/A Mystic's View. And there you can get details. We're a growing community. We're committed to a collaborative mindset, and it's a joyful experience. So thank you for those patrons that enable me to do this podcast. And I'm excited to share with you gazelles that are rising up like phoenixes from the ashes. This episode is a continuation of the panel of presenters that the Patreon community called A Mystic's View supported. This panelist, Laurie Marshall, is a creative artist. She's used art as healing, as a unifying tool with underserved youth for the past 35 years. She's the founder of Unity Through Creativity and the Singing Tree Project. She's dedicated to centered, courageous leadership, and she says kick-ass creativity. Laurie is here to speak of peace building through art inspired by nature. We're so honored to have Laurie with us.
Well, I am so happy to see everyone and to hear those strong words. I, too, am a grandmother. My grandson is 2 years old and lives in El Paso. And at Christmas, my son and grandson and granddaughter went to the Tornillo camp where I think there were 1,600 children being held. And we sang Christmas songs to them, and we sang to them that they were loved. And that camp has been taken down, but more are coming up. This is a very excruciating time to be alive. John Lewis, that wonderful senator, said, I weep to experience the pain of our time. And we must use the feminine knowledge of beauty and love to transform this time. And I made a collage that I want to share that Suzanne's words made me think of. And it's of a child and the angel and the owl and the mountain lion and the dinosaur and the human under the dinosaur, because we are aware of the time, the fragility of life on this planet. And in the Bible, it says to choose life. And that's what we grandmothers must do. And we must hold the young ones so that they can choose life. My work in peace building through art is predicated on the idea that people move in the direction of the images they create and the stories they tell, as Rivera will share. I use the metaphor of a tree with all the millions of leaves on the tree that work together for the whole tree. and the roots that connect to send resources to other species in the forest, to other trees. And trees support 300 species, each one of them, and clean water, and give us air as the model for creating conversation about what is the world we want to live in. And I just finished an image in this project I'm doing called the Singing Tree Project that was designed by 35 high school students in Ukiah, California. And this is the singing tree of climate solutions. I don't know if you can see, but there's an hourglass in the earth. The finished piece has, on the top of the hourglass, there's images of pollution, destruction, and fire. And on the bottom, there is the beautiful world we know is possible, the world that nature gives us, the world of the animals, and this incredible abundance that we've been blessed with. I was inspired by an 8-year-old girl who said, what if the whole world made a painting together? And I listened deeply to children. The vision of the whole world creating something together, she said that in 1999, touched my heart so much, because that is my longing, that we all can work together to preserve life, to choose life, and that the beauty that comes out of everybody being invited to share their vision in a cooperative way has just never ceased to amaze me. And there's been 76 murals created by 18,000 people from 52 countries in the Singing Tree Project. Each one of them is a conversation about what's breaking the heart of a community and how do we envision success. Now, my thinking is that it's a practice of radical collaboration in a short time to show young people that, yes, we can do unbelievable things in a short time, like bring down the CO2 in 5 years, like we have to. The process of peace building also is that when you make art, you become peaceful. You can't worry because you use this part of your brain and this part of your brain and not your reptile brain, which is so afraid of survival. When you make a decision and take action, you use your neocortex and your prefrontal cortex. And that is where we have relaxation, giving all of us the space for the inner peace that comes when Creator works through us and we can express our unique vision, helps bring more peace. And then you see the beauty in other people that you never expected to be there. And that helps bring peace. So that's some of what I'm up to.
And the question, just to finish up, what age children have you worked with? Between what and what?
Between 3 and 95. I do a lot of K through 12 work around the country and around the world.
Beautiful. Thank you, Laurie. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to this episode of Gazelles and the Phoenix. Gazelles and the Phoenix is a result of the contributions made possible through my Patreon community of The Mystic's View. In that community, we are committed to creating a mindset that opens us to new ideas, that models the value and strength that comes through diversity. And as you have listened to the podcast today, here is one voice, diverse, unique, definitely part of weaving and building a new world. So thank you for being here with us. If you'd like to consider supporting, give us a high rating on any of your podcast platforms. Go over to patreon.com/A Mystic's View. Consider supporting and being part of that community. So thank you for being here. Blessings.